what's happening? I hope you're all well. So I find myself in the middle of a field in the United Kingdom, the grey UK. Summer is ending and autumn is coming. I recorded a video about a minute ago and I was like, yeah, the fall is coming soon. I'm like, man, I don't live in America. I'm not American. I shouldn't be saying that. But such is life. Anyway, my beard is growing and the winter is flowing. But in this video, I want to talk about mind over matter. Because I remember, well, these flies, man, they like me today. So I remember hearing a story about a woman who felt fine. She felt absolutely fine. And she then went to the doctors for whatever reason. And the doctor said, you have cancer. The doctor said, you have cancer. And all of a sudden, she started feeling ill. And this is indicative of mind over matter. Your mind dictates so much. And it also reiterates, like, if you go looking for a problem, sometimes that's exactly what you're going to find. And I don't know if it's the universe, something spiritual, or like if you go looking for a problem, then you will find one. If you go to the doctors and you can afford it and you ask for a scan of your whole body, an MRI of your whole body, when you feel absolutely fine, and then you find something and it haunts you for the next 20, 30 years. You feel me? Like, don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, like mind over matter. Mind over matter. Like, it's like you don't, if you don't know that something's like there, sometimes it won't bother you. Like, I remember, I don't know why, but whenever I fall asleep with my phone right next to me, I always wake up feeling real rough. Like, I wake up and I feel really, really rough for the whole day. I don't know if it's the electromagnetic waves of the phone interfering with my production of melatonin during sleep phase. I don't know. But whenever I fall asleep and wake up and I realize I fell asleep with my phone right next to me, I always have a rough day and I always feel a bit weird. Whereas I take quite a lot of precaution these days to put my electronic devices to the side when I go to sleep. Sometimes I have to have my phone like just before I go to bed, because the thing is, I actually do a lot of work in bed. Like I do a day's work, I work a job, I run obviously these YouTube channels, I do like my boxing, I've got a load of other things going on as well. And sometimes the only option is to take my hustle to bed. So sometimes I have to, but I always try just before I go to sleep to just throw my electronic devices to the side, because I know that if I fall asleep and they're there, then it's gonna mess up the whole the next day is gonna be a rough one. I'll still get things done, but it'll be a rough one. So what I'm trying to say, where I'm going with this, is that when I wake up and I don't know, I haven't realized that I fell asleep with my phone next to me, I feel fine. And then I see my phone and all of a sudden I feel rough. It's almost like it's mind over matter. What you don't know won't hurt you. It's like, I literally get out of bed, I feel great. I go to make my bed and I see my phone there and all of a sudden I feel rough. That woman walks into the doctor's feeling fine, she's told she has cancer, and then she feels ill. It's like, it's like mind over matter, man. Like, what you don't know won't hurt you. And, if you don't check, like say you're suspecting that a woman that you've just started dating is actually seeing someone else as well. And you check her social media and you see something that you don't want to see, And it's like, if you hadn't have checked that, it would have been fine. And who knows that? I'm not, listen, if you've just started dating someone, as far as I'm concerned, they can date who they like until like you two come up with an agreement of a relationship and you clearly say like, you know, we're not seeing other people. They can see who they like, but it does kill it a little bit, doesn't it? Like, it does kill it. It's like, you know, like I kind of messed up with a girl in the past, right? Like I was seeing this girl, she was really nice, and I then went and met another girl in the middle of the night, and she gave me like a bite mark, you know, like a net mark. This was years ago, nearly 10 years ago now. And then I went and met that girl the next day. I didn't even notice it was there. It was really faint, but women, they notice the details, right? So I went and met this girl the next day who I was seeing, who was really nice, and she saw that bite mark and she was like, nah man, like I don't want to see you no more. No, she didn't actually say that. She said, we need to talk about this, and this is like your last chance, or this is like, I'm only going to give you one chance to talk about this. And I kind of, me and my arrogant ways back then, I was like, you know what, if you got a problem with this, go away. That was my arrogant thinking back then. You know, I was a different man when I was in my early 20s and 20 and early 20s. I was a different man to what I am today. I'm not saying I'm perfect now, because I'm not, but you know, I get up every day and I try and do the right thing. So yeah, like it ruined it. But the thing I'm trying to say is, if she never saw that, she even kind of said it in her own words, like, yeah, you can be seeing other people, but don't shove it in my face. So that's kind of the gist of where I'm going with this video. It's like mind over matter. What you don't know won't hurt you. Now, I want to talk about what happened in Genesis with Adam and Eve. The Lord did not want Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. And I'm not trying to Bible bash anyone here. Listen, I'm a Christian, but I don't force it on anyone. So I'm not trying to say this to convert anyone. I'm just saying this as an example, because I'm well aware that not everyone is going to have the same religious beliefs as me. But Adam and Eve were in the garden, and they were told not to eat from the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge. So essentially, those who eat from the tree will know. Before they eat from the tree, they do not know. You catch my drift with that? They ate from the tree of knowledge, and their eyes were opened, and they knew they were naked. And that was essentially the fall of man. The fall of man was when man knew, but man stood up straight when man did not know. So sometimes knowledge can hurt you. I guess that is the moral of that story. Sometimes where I'm going with this is, sometimes knowledge can actually hurt you. You know, sometimes one thing I've noticed about intelligent people is intelligence tends to be sad and stupid tends to be happy. And I'm not calling anyone stupid. I'm just using that as a general term. People who are more intelligent, in my experience, tend to be sadder people. They tend to overthink things, analyze everything. You know, I'm not saying I'm intelligent, but I'm sometimes someone who like overanalyzes things, and I'm thinking, man, that shouldn't even really bother me. And then you get people who are maybe less intelligent than others. I'm not putting myself in that spectrum. I don't like to do that, but I'm saying, like, you got people who are intelligent who seem sadder. Then you got people who are not as intelligent and they seem to be a lot happier. There seems to be a lot less stress on their mind. And it's like sometimes I notice that I watch boxing, so I've noticed that sometimes there are fighters who are less intelligent and they do better than fighters who are more intelligent, because the people who are less intelligent, they're going with the flow. They're going with the flow. They're not thinking about it. And in boxing, you have to act fast. You have to act fast in a short window when you see a window of opportunity. But if you're a thinker and you think too much about it, you're going to miss that opportunity because you're thinking, man, he's open, but what if he's setting up a counter? He's open right here, right now. But what if he's setting up a counter? What if I miss this punch? And then the opportunity's gone. But sometimes someone who is less intelligent will just take that opportunity instinctually without thinking about it. Because when your mind is thinking, you kind of cancel out your natural instincts. But when you think less, you allow your natural instincts to take over. Maybe clever is stupid and stupid is clever, because maybe our instincts, our inner instincts that are built into the subconscious are actually more conducive to survival than standing and thinking and analyzing a situation. And let me tell you, in the hunter-gatherer days, I can see exactly how that would be the case. So maybe people who think about it too much are not as clever as they think they are. Maybe clever is stupid and stupid is clever. You know, I can't say for definite. And you know, the universe is not linear. So, you know, for every situation you establish as a rule, there's always a situation where the other, you know, whenever you create a rule, there's always an anomaly, or there's always a situation where that rule does not apply, such as the universe. It is not linear, it is curved. So everything must go around. But mind over matter, you know, what you don't know, it could be the case of that what you don't know doesn't hurt you. Maybe God, when he created mankind, again, I'm not trying to convert people, but I'm saying, if you believe what's written in the Holy Scripture, and God created mankind, maybe he was shielding them from what we were not supposed to know. And maybe there's credence to that, because it would appear that you can never know everything. So these are thoughts to consider, that maybe naivety in certain situations is good. You know, when you watch The Matrix, who's happier? The people who know that it's fake and have to fight for survival every day of their life, almost like the simulation is punishing them for knowing the simulation, or those who accept the simulation and have a more streamlined life? You know, those who know it's fake and have unplugged, they have to fight every day of their lives. You know, the simulation is trying to kill them. You know, you've got agents trying to kill them. And it's like, had they accepted the system, they would have had an easier life. So maybe I'm not saying, and by the way, I'm not saying I would choose to be the one plugged into the Matrix. I'm just saying, maybe when we're looking at the theorem of mind over matter, maybe there are certain things that we are just not designed to cope with. Is the human body designed to cope with the knowledge of the whole universe? Probably not. So where is that line where we say, all right, enough's enough, let's stop analyzing things until we're blue in the face and accept the simulation? And all of our minds have accepted the simulation. The minute you stop accepting the simulation as real, I very much suspect that you will not be in the simulation for very long. So part of our, who knows, maybe even part of our soul has to be tricked. I don't know, but we do need to be somewhere. You have to accept it. If you don't accept somewhere, you walk out. So, you know, consciously you can not accept something, but your subconscious, where it really matters, will accept it. But when the fear, you know, mind over matter, maybe it's very much the case that if you don't know something, in a way that is a protection for you, because when you know something, it opens up a whole can of worms. Anyway, Let me know what you think about in this video. I've kind of gone on a tangent with this video, but it was an interesting thought. I had no plans to make this video whatsoever. I was planning my other video on the channel Jordan Henderson SR. I was writing my notes and then this came into my mind for whatever reason. So here we are. Anyway, let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.